fellow cozy drink lovers. I hope you're having a beautiful season so far. I feel like cozying up with a fall-inspired drink is one of the most quintessential ways to celebrate the season, and today I'm excited to share 5 different fall-inspired drink recipes, and this is a bit of a tradition we have around here. So we have been doing this for years now, so if you'd like to take a peek at past videos and recipes, you can absolutely do that. But today I'm so excited to share 5 fresh new ideas, and I dare say these are the yummiest and most divine recipes yet. These are some of my favorites, so I really hope you enjoy them. First up, we have a fireside butter latte, and this is an incredibly warming and decadent drink, and I do pay ode to all of my fellow Harry Potter fans, so we love this one. And we also have a maple mushroom mocha, which don't be alarmed by the mushroom of it all, I will explain. And this one actually has some holistic health components as well, so we love that. And then we also have a fall fizz, which is so tangy and tasty and perfect to pair with an autumn-inspired dinner, or if you're hosting some sort of fall-themed gathering, this would be perfect. And another one of my favorites is the pumpkin brown sugar brew, which is a combination of brown sugar shaken espresso with a pumpkin cold foam on top. This one is so scrumptious. And lastly, we have a golden cinnamon chai latte, which is incredibly comforting and really puts those fall spices and flavors on display. So without further ado, we'll get into the recipes, but I really hope you enjoy. I hope this fireside butterbeer latte makes you feel like you're cozied up at Hogwarts studying for your owl exam. For this recipe, you'll need some marshmallows, a cup of milk, a double shot of espresso, tablespoon of butter, brown sugar, splash of vanilla, cinnamon, and nutmeg, which, by the way, I will be including all of the ingredients and the directions for each recipe in the description of this video. The first step is to melt your butter and sugar over medium-high heat on the stovetop. Once your butter is melted, you can add in a marshmallow and stir consistently until everything is melted and combined. Then you can add in your milk into the mixture. And sprinkle in the spices and vanilla extract. Next, you're going to brew your espresso and then pour that in as well. In the meantime, I frothed some additional milk that we could top the drink with. Now it's time for the fun part. So if you want to add a little extra flair, you can top this drink with a marshmallow, and I specifically wanted a roasted marshmallow naturally, and I was a bit industrious and used the fire, or the flame rather, of my stovetop to toast my marshmallow, and it thankfully worked out very nicely. But of course you can get creative, use what you have, but oh my goodness, there's just nothing like a roasted marshmallow. I personally prefer a more burnt marshmallow, but I know that can be a very divisive preference because a lot of people love their marshmallows golden. Let me know which one you prefer. Pumpkin brown sugar brew, and this is a beautiful combination of a brown sugar shaken espresso topped with that homemade pumpkin cream cold foam. So for our brown sugar espresso, first we need to make some brown sugar simple syrup. So you're gonna take your brown sugar and combine that with water and some vanilla extract and let that simmer on the stovetop until it is all combined. And you'll want to whisk consistently so it doesn't clump up and it's nice and smooth and silky. Once your brown sugar syrup is ready to go, you're going to pour a teaspoon into a cocktail shaker, which if you don't have a cocktail shaker, you could use anything with a lid. So you could use a mason jar or some kind of water bottle that would work just fine. And I do want to note, if you prefer a more sweet drink, you can add in a tablespoon of syrup, as much as you like. It really is up to you. So feel free to tweak it as you prefer. You're also going to add some milk and some ice to your shaker, and then of course your espresso as well. The next step is to make your pumpkin cold foam, and I love making a simple pumpkin cold foam. It is so delicious and only requires a few ingredients. So you're going to take your heavy whipping cream, your pumpkin puree, and maple syrup. I did happen to have pumpkin spice maple syrup, which is so fabulous, but regular maple syrup will do just fine. I also happen to have these pumpkin ice cube molds, and I had some leftover morning coffee from this day, so I made some coffee pumpkin ice cubes that I could use for this drink. Of course, this is completely optional, but I figured I may as well put these pumpkin ice cube molds to use. So that's what I used for my ice for the drink, but of course, regular ice will work just fine. Simply pour in your brown sugar shaken espresso and top with your pumpkin cream cold foam for a tasty treat. Mushroom mocha is definitely a favorite for me because I love maple flavored drinks and I love mochas. So let me explain the mushroom. I know it may be a bit alarming, but for this drink I used chaga, which is mushroom powder, and it's actually high in nutrients and antioxidants, and it also has immune support. So I'm by no means saying this drink is a health drink, but I like the idea of adding a little component that makes it have some additional health benefits. I mean, why not? And you really don't taste it whatsoever. And I also like using cacao powder instead of cocoa powder because cacao is actually a healthier alternative. It is a bit more bitter than cocoa, but since it's less processed, it holds more of the nutritional value. So a little fun fact, but this is a delicious recipe and quite simple. So you're gonna combine your milk, your powders, and also a teaspoon of maple syrup, and you're gonna whisk that on medium-low heat until everything is combined. In the meantime, you can go ahead and brew your espresso, and if you would prefer to have this as a hot chocolate, that would be a great alternative, and instead of adding in the espresso, I would add in a bit more cacao powder and a bit more maple syrup for additional flavor. Once your powder is dissolved and everything looks combined, you're gonna froth the mixture so it's nice and creamy, pour it into your mug, and add in your espresso. I also made these little chocolate leaves with some more molds that I had, so that's what I used to garnish, and I also sprinkled some more cacao powder on top. It's time for our ginger apple fall fizz. This is so incredibly refreshing and a nice juxtaposition to our other warm, cozy drinks, but this still gives you those beautiful fall flavors. You're gonna need some fresh mint, some lime, cinnamon, a cocktail shaker or mason jar, apple cider, ginger ale, apple cider vinegar, and brown sugar. First step, you wanna combine your apple cider vinegar with your apple cider and also your cinnamon and lime. To take it to the next level, I also added a sugar rim. So I squeezed some lime juice along the edge and then added some brown sugar to a plate and then shimmied my glass all around the sugar so that it would stick nicely. I also added some crushed ice to the glass, and you pour in your apple cider mixture over the ice, top it with some ginger ale, and garnish with some mint and star anise. Last but certainly not least, we have our golden cinnamon chai latte, which truly is the most comforting and cozy of them all. For this recipe, you're gonna need half a cup of water, a black tea bag, maple syrup, a cup of milk, some cinnamon and star anise, fresh ginger, and turmeric. Over medium heat, combine your water, cinnamon stick, star anise, turmeric, maple syrup, and chopped ginger. Stir for about 10 minutes and bring up the heat a little bit until it starts to boil. Once it starts to boil, you're gonna turn off the heat and add in your black tea bag. Cover and let that sit for 5 minutes. Once the time has passed, you're gonna strain the mixture over a teapot or whatever glass you're using. You can let that sit for a bit, and as you do, you're gonna wanna combine your milk and turmeric and heat up on the stovetop or microwave. Then you're gonna froth your milk mixture so we have a nice layer on top. Pour your tea into a mug and top with your golden milk. I also sprinkled some turmeric on top for an extra golden glow. I hope you enjoyed these recipes. I would love to see if you recreate them this season, so feel free to comment below or tag me over on Instagram or TikTok. But I'm so thankful for you all. Thank you for being here and watching. I'm excited to continue celebrating the fall season together. Bye!